Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. And in order to assist us with that, we're going to be working with my I Am deck. Now, this deck is full of positive affirmations. There are many of them in here, each and every one of which is designed to help us understand the truth of who we are. And so, as we read these affirmations, I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. What I'd like for you to do is to say, I am that affirmation. Say it out loud so that you can hear it. Ultimately, hearing me say something is only one level of understanding. This isn't the show where I talk to you. This is the show where we talk to each other. And so I'm excited to be with you here today. So good morning to you, Lauren. Good morning, Grant. Good morning, Dennis. It is great to see you guys this morning and enjoying some time with me. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to pull a card off the top of my I Am deck, and let's go through it today by first of all saying that I am pioneering. I am pioneering. I forge new paths with courage and dedication. So I am pioneering. I forge new paths with courage and dedication. Are you pioneering? You are pioneering. You forge new paths with courage and dedication. And I am going to write that down in the chat because writing it down gives us an even greater level of understanding of the truth of who we are. You know, when we say it, we understand it for just a moment. But when we write it down, we can always go back to it later and remember that at one point in our lives, we really did feel that way. Good morning there, Carly. It is wonderful to see you here. Yeah, so Carly, you are pioneering. So are you, Lauren. We forge new paths with courage and dedication. And that's really what it takes to be pioneering. And, I'm based in America, and I'd say the vast majority of my audience is based in the United States of America. And, America is a nation that is founded really by pioneers. Now, maybe they were pioneering because they were escaping persecution, or maybe they were pioneering because they were just looking for a better life. But either way, it takes a lot of chutzpah to go across an ocean when most of the world believes that the world is flat. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of determination. It takes dedication to hop in a wagon and go across an entire continent to a place where there's no civilization and then build civilization there. And so we are pioneering people. We forge new paths with courage and dedication. In order to do that, we need to leave our old lives behind in order to embrace our new lives. And I feel like every single morning when I wake up, I'm waking up to a new version of myself. Like I can be who I want to be. I can do what I want to do, and I can make any change necessary in order to really live in the fullest embodiment of who I am. And so I am pioneering today. Yesterday we talked about being secure and how security is something when we get to really come home to ourselves, when we get to be comfortable with ourselves. And in order to be pioneering, we have to be secure. We have to recognize who we are, because in order to be pioneering, not only do we have to be secure in ourselves, we have to be sufficiently secure in ourselves so that we are willing to take risks and go do new things. So I forge new paths with courage and dedication. I feel like I'm forging a lot of new paths in my life right now, and I'm sure that you are as well. When I look at all of my friends, all of us are on a growth trajectory. And in order to grow, we have to change. And growth can be scary. Pioneering can be scary. And it's not because we can't handle what's out there, but rather because we just don't know what's out there. And not knowing about it is oftentimes the thing that scares us, not necessarily being unable to handle it or believing that we can't handle it. Of course, we've handled everything up until this point in our lives, and we will continue to do exactly that. And so I am a pioneering person. So are you. You are also pioneering. This story reminds me of, so I did a really big motorcycle trip. I went from Pennsylvania and I took the motorcycle down to Costa Rica, which, believe it or not, is not an island. A lot of people think Costa Rica is an island. It's a country that I lived in down in Central America. It's just above Panama. And but I remember that when I was living in Costa Rica, I was riding motorcycles everywhere, and I just wanted to have a nicer motorcycle, and I also wanted to have an adventure. And so I remember Yeah, Brian's like, it's not an island. Yeah, I know. I lived there, and so did so I actually met you down there, Brian. So it's nice to see you, by the way. Welcome to the wake up call. But anyway, I rode my motorcycle from Pennsylvania all the way down to Costa Rica, and it felt like a pioneering trip because I had to step out of my comfort zone repeatedly. I spoke only the most basic of Spanish, and here I was going to take a motorcycle down through 6 Latin American countries on my way to Costa Rica, doing customs and dealing with just dealing with the risks attendant with that sort of a journey, with that sort of an adventure. And the fact is, not everybody who takes a motorcycle down across continents survives to tell the tale. And certainly, there were plenty of people in my life who were encouraging me not to go because they figured that I had an above average chance of dying. And yeah, I did have an above average chance of dying. I get it. But I never understood that quite so much as when I was departing the United States. I mean, I remember this palpable sense of fear when I approached the US land border going into Mexico. And I was like, okay, I mean, up until this point, I've been talking about making this epic trip. And now I'm actually on the precipice of doing it. I'm going from an interstate highway where I'm very comfortable to going down to a Mexican road that I literally know nothing about. And I remember talking to the customs official, the TSA. I believe it or not, the TSA actually runs the borders, or at least the border that I went through over in Texas. But I was talking to the TSA person, and I said, so what do I expect on the other side? And he said, I don't know. I've never been over there. And I realized that just transcending these borders is something that not everybody does, and not even the border officials. The border officials have no idea. And so I remember really having a conversation with myself at that time. I thought, if I do this, then it's going to be scary. It's going to be unknown. I'm going to have to overcome challenges. But if I don't do this, I'm going to regret it. I'm going to be the guy forever who didn't do it, who didn't do the thing. And so I decided that I would really rather live with the uncertainty of having the adventure than live with the certainty of regret that I didn't, that I planned to do something, that I told people I was doing something, that I didn't then do that thing. And so I am pioneering. I forge new paths with courage and dedication. And it did take courage and it did take dedication. In order for me to do that trip, I had to have the courage to go through 6 Latin American countries on a motorcycle alone. And I get that definitely takes a certain level of being risk aware and saying, okay, I accept the risks attendant with this trip. But it also requires dedication. I had to sell basically everything I owned in order to go live in a foreign country, which I did. I lived in Costa Rica for many years. But I had to sell everything that I owned basically and completely give up my life and give up a lucrative career and just decide that I was going to make new choices in order to really explore a different version of myself, explore a version of myself that I knew that I was growing into. And I feel like we are doing that every day. And so as we close today, I just want to remind you that each and every one of us, we are all blazing our own trail through life. No two people have the same journey. We all have a different journey. We are all going through the unknown. And while we cling to things that are regular, that are known, that we have experienced for a while, there are still tremendous elements of the unknown that exist in our lives. And so we are always pioneering. Through each and every day, we forge a new path. So let's forge a beautiful path. Let's forge a path to a place that we want to go. And let's forge a path that is so clear that other people can follow our path. We know that they're not living the same lives as us, but they can still follow our path just by observing that it's there. And they can see what we've done and learn from our mistakes and learn also from our our triumphs. Somebody told me the other day, we were talking about success, and they said, the fact is that most people will never experience success until they are willing to jump from failure to failure with undiminished enthusiasm. And I really feel like that's the way that it is in my life, that I jump from failure to failure with undiminished enthusiasm. I feel like I have failed my way to where I am right now, and that place looks like success for many people. And yeah, I look at it and I think to myself, I'm like, wow, I've definitely just kind of like fallen on my face to end up where I am right now. And I love where I am right now. And I love, more importantly, who I am being right now. And so as we forge these new paths, for ourselves and for those who follow us, because those who, when I look at the things that other people have achieved, I study their lives and say, okay, what are the common threads between their life and my life, and then I'm able to, move with a little bit more confidence down the path that I'm choosing for myself, which is not an easy one, just like yours isn't an easy one either. So let's go be pioneering today. Let's go blaze a trail through this day, through this week, and through our lives, and not just for ourselves, but also for the people who are watching us, because they are watching us. People are watching anybody who and everybody who is really dedicated to success. I love you guys, and I appreciate how you love each other. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you, Lauren, Grant, Dennis. It's great to see you here, Dennis. I usually meet you in a different context, so welcome to the Wake Up Call. Thank you for commenting today. Good morning, Carly. Good morning, Grant. Let's see. Good morning, Shauna. Good morning, Brian Palmer. I met him on Costa Rica, or on Costa Rica. I met him in Costa Rica. Definitely one of my Costa Rican friends. And while neither of us live there anymore, we still have a very special connection because of the place. And so, yeah, it's not an island. That's, I think, a pet peeve of Brian's. It's a little bit of a silly thing in my world, too. People think Costa Rica is an island. It is not. Good morning there. Good morning there, Kelly. It is great to see you. Yeah, we are all part of this tribe together. And also, Dan, it is good to see you here again, Dan, from Omaha. You must be more dedicated. You're catching this from Omaha, Nebraska. So much earlier than, what is it, 7:13 for you a.m.? Anyways, guys, I will be returned tomorrow with another wake up call. And yeah, as I do, I just want to leave you guys with a with the final thought that I love you and care about you, and I want these things for you. And so I sincerely hope that my analogies and that the stories that I tell about these words, that we affirm that these words live in ourselves, that those things are helpful in for your guidance and for your benefit. So I'll talk to you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. I will be back with the Friday wake up call, and we will once again go pull another card and talk about the beautiful, wonderful things that exist inside of us as we affirm them together. Aloha from paradise.